Hey, what's going on, everybody on YouTube? Steve here, Rake and Profit, rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you guys with another live video. And today I want to talk a little bit about reselling on the road and, challenge the question, is it possible? Because a lot of people don't know that, you can actually make money reselling on the road, whether it's, a one-day trip, a 3-day trip, a 90-day trip, which I've gone on. So I want to share with you kind of my approach to reselling on the road and how to go about it if you wanted to do so. So what's going on, Joshua Davidson? Good to see you. David, Mike Raleigh. If I look a little tired, some bags under my eyes, it's because I am. I just got back from a 2-day kind of thrifting trip slash vacation slash just having fun. So ended up going on a trip to the Boston area, and funny thing is I actually ran into my buddy Dan, who is a green room member, at a garage sale unexpectedly, and he's like, what are you doing in my neck of the woods? And I'm like, man, I'm thrifting. So I just got back from a 2-day trip. It was really, really fun. Found some really cool items at garage sales, which I'm going to share with you guys. But let's answer the question, is it possible to resell on the road? Well, to answer that, it's a yes and it's a no. I'm gonna cut right to the chase, guys. If you're selling as an FBA, Amazon FBA seller, you could sell on the road for an extended period of time, because with Amazon FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, you could buy a bunch of items, whether it's board games or puzzles or toys. I'm looking around to show you things, but everything's kind of bagged up, which I'll show you in a couple minutes. And you could actually take these things, you could box them up, and you could ship them off to the Amazon warehouses. Now you're thinking, well, how the heck am I going to do that if I'm on the road? Well, you are going to need to stay at, a house or Airbnb or a hotel. Airbnb is a great option to resell on the road. You can find really cheap places to stay. I've never used it, but I have friends who do it. Currently, when I'm reselling on the road for an extended period of time, I get hotels through hotels.com. And I used to use another one. I forget what it was called, but I used to talk about it a lot, but I stopped using that one a while ago. I like to use hotels.com because you can actually see exactly where your hotel is going to be. Whereas with the other one I was using, what was it called? Somebody help me out. It's been a while since I've used it, but it didn't tell you the exact location until you actually paid for it. And sometimes you'd end up in a bad part of town, or the internet's bad, or there's not a jacuzzi or a pool. Hotwire, exactly. Thanks, Jay, I appreciate that. I used to use Hotwire, but you could save money using it, maybe 10%, but it's just not worth the trade-off of not knowing where it is, not having, strong reviews sometimes, or having a jacuzzi, which, let's be real, guys. You gotta work hard, but you gotta play hard as well. So I use hotels.com so you can see exactly where you're going. The reviews, you can choose your bed, the style of the room and everything. And also, on every 10th purchase, you get a free room. So that's really cool as well when you're using hotels.com. I would recommend using a credit card to get points back as well. So kind of like a double whammy right there. And in addition to that, if you ever search Google, look for whatever month you're in. So maybe hotels.com May discounts, and sometimes you could save 10 to 20% as well on that. So reselling on the road is definitely possible with Amazon FBA. I did it for 90 days, mostly with books, media, toys, electronics, all different types of items, guys. If you check out my channel on one of my playlists, I have actually a 30-day road trip, which I actually documented the whole entire thing from Connecticut down to Florida. Then I have another 90-day trip one, but I kind of got burnt out, so I didn't document that whole thing. But with Amazon FBA, it's definitely possible. Here's the thing, guys. If you're selling on eBay, it's not possible without storing your inventory. Now, there are ways, which I'm going to talk about as well, to do it, like multi-channel fulfillment or eBay Valet, which I've never used either of them. But with eBay, the problem is you're going to have to store all your inventory. So if you're picking up maybe clothing or shoes or, helmets, these are all things that I found garage selling, or maybe, a Bose speaker. What are you going to do with that? I mean, are you going to store it with you? I mean, maybe if you have a huge RV, that would be possible. But the problem with reselling on the road, eBay, for an extended period of time, like a couple weeks or more, I'm talking like a 3-week or a month. I mean, you could do it for like a week or so if you have the storage and you're not like an expert picker, because you'll just pile up loads of inventory, you're gonna have to store all your inventory. So that's kind of the downside to it. Now, there is a way around it if you use maybe another fulfillment center, or if you use Amazon multi-channel fulfillment, which essentially what you do is you send off all your eBay items to them, just like FBA, and when it sells, they'll actually ship it out to your customer. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I've never used it, but take a look into that if you are looking for a solution to your problem of always having to ship on the road. What's going on, Michael? Good to see ya. So yeah, reselling on the road's awesome. I did it for a 30-day trip. I did it for a 90-day trip. Essentially what I did was I brought everything with me. So I had like a whole bucket full of all my like office supplies, my laser printer. And if you have a printer and you're going on the road, get laser. Go laser all day long. Or if you have like a Dymo, like a thermal printer, that'll work as well. Those are even better, probably smaller. Just might need 2 different ones if you're shipping FBA labels. So I had all my office supplies. Obviously I had my inventory. I brought everything with me. And when I got into the hotel, I would bring out one of those carts. I would stack all my inventory. I would stack my printer, all my office supplies, all my shipping supplies. And yeah, I would rock and roll. Now you might be thinking, where do you get shipping supplies on the road? I mostly lived at Walmart. I got my boxes at Walmart. I picked up my tape at Walmart. If you do know where you're going to be in advance, you can always, order supplies off Amazon and have it delivered there, maybe to a friend's house to save some money that way, or Uline. But that's kind of like how I did it right there. Narpy's saying you can go to the libraries to print. You can, but it's just a hassle. It's nice to have everything in one location, ready to rock and roll. I'm thinking of like vintage clothing. Rock and roll, not rock and wool. Somebody said something about a compact laser printer. I mean, you can do what you want. There's so many options. I used a Brother laser printer. If you have something that's Bluetooth, that's probably even better. I think that's what you were asking. The Dymo printers are probably the best. There's the 4XL, and then there's the smaller version as well. I don't know if they have a Dymo printer that does both. I'm not 100% sure. But look into the Dymo printers for, going on the road. If I could go back in time, probably would have used that instead of dragging around this big Brother laser printer. But I love reselling on the road because I love the adventure. I love, seeing new stores, meeting new people, new scenery. It's a challenge. You never know where you're going to go, what you're going to find. You don't know if you're in a honey hole or not. On my recent trip, I hit a few thrift stores, and I actually abandoned that option because, and it was more of like a vacation to me. Let's just be honest. I had a lot of fun, so I wasn't going like super hardcore on this last trip in the Boston area. It was mostly I was going to do garage selling on Saturday, which it was worth my time. But I abandoned the thrift store strategy because the prices were just ridiculous in the Plymouth Rock area, Massachusetts. I mean, I went into Savers and, any name brand shirt was like $14.99, $16.99, $12.99. And I'm thinking to myself, I could barely even get these prices on eBay. I don't know how they move their inventory. So when you're on the road, you do need to be able to adjust and, have your head on a swivel, adjust from thrift stores, maybe go over to pawn shops, or adjust pawn shops, go over to retail arbitrage, or maybe worse comes to worse, you only have garage sales, or you have to snipe items on Craigslist. There's a lot of various options, maybe Facebook groups as well. But reselling on the road's a viable option. I recommend Amazon FBA if you're doing it on the road. eBay's great. I picked up a bunch of eBay items. I'm going to share with you a couple of them now. Let me get some likes, guys. Let's see. We have 80 people watching now. If you want me to show you some of my garage sale finds, do me a big favor, guys, and smash that like button. Some people are agreeing with me, saying the Massachusetts thrift stores are too high. I don't know how they move their inventory, I'll be honest, because it is sky high, like super freaking high. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is insane. Still found a few deals, but you have to really dig through. So first item I found, this was actually $1 right here. These are some Herman Survivors boots. These are waterproof, leather, really, really nice. Probably get 30, 40 bucks, maybe 50. Got to clean them up a little bit. But for a buckaroo right there, you definitely can't go wrong with that. I'm going to put this back here. Let me try not to die on camera. Give me a second. This thing is really, really sharp. Okay, I picked up this. I got to be careful. Picked up this Mercury Marine Mirage Plus propeller for a boat. You know, it was a big boat town where I was in Plymouth, and I ended up paying $40 for that. Let me put that back down. This thing is like super, super sharp. You could slice your arm open like no problem. Holy crap, it's so sharp. But paid 40 bucks for that. The sold listings were selling 150 to 250, maybe even up to $300. So that was definitely a cool little item right there. Anything with boats, guys, can bring you in really, 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 really big money. Even scuba gear. It's just one of those things where if you own a boat, you know how expensive it is to get supplies. So that was a cool item right there. Picked up this Bose speaker. They were asking $20. I asked them a simple question. I said, hey, well, first of all, let me tell you, since I couldn't test it, one thing that you want to do with electronics at garage sales is if you're kind of unsure and you can't test it, you want to ask them questions like, hey, like, you know, when's the last time you used it? How old is it? You know, was it working? Kind of ask the right questions to feel them out, to see if they're an honest person, if there's any issues or whatnot. But this was 20 bucks, got it for $10. Probably gonna sell this for about $90 right here. Maybe more, maybe less, but pretty cool item. This is a big home run that I found, guys. Look this thing up. This is, I don't know how to pronounce this, this brand right here, A-R-A-I, Airy, I think, maybe. But this is a 50th anniversary helmet right here. Check this out, 50th anniversary RX-7. American flag. This thing is a jackpot. Maybe $200 to $300 here. Paid 40 bucks. Absolutely crazy. And I tell you what, I ran into a green room member at this garage sale. He was popping on a whole bunch of military grade Pelican cases. He hit the jackpot on that one, but that was a pretty cool find. Let's see, what else do we have? Little simple DVD. That should probably bring in like 15 bucks. Just a little vintage, not even vintage, I'm sorry. It's from, well, 1998. So Hot Wheels right here. Rugrats right here. This was going for like 25 bucks on Amazon. Pretty cool. $4. Super Mario's, not bad at all. 4 bucks. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Good to see ya. CD's in excellent condition. Very, very nice. Can't go wrong with Super Mario's for $4. Gotta love that. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. This is a beauty. I want you guys to hit the like button real quick. Let's get up to 80 likes before I show you this next item, because you guys are going to get excited. Now, I couldn't test this item. I only paid $3 for it, but I think I'm gonna hit, it's not a jackpot. I'm not gonna like say it's a crazy score, but it's just so unique that it's got me really, really excited. Check out this Panasonic pencil sharpener, guys. Look at the color. It's like a teal color. This is so freaking cool. $3. I do need to test this out. Look it up. Panasonic KP22A. Panasonic KP22A. But what a find, guys. Check that out. This thing is just vintage all day long. Oh, you are so cute. You're coming home with me. Let me put that back in the bag. But I mean, how cool is that? You never know what you're gonna find. I got a bunch of other things as well in my trunk. I've got a bunch of board games. I've got a Trivial Pursuit brand new board game. I got a Clue brand new board game. What else do I have? I don't know. I have some other stuff in the trunk, but I just want to share with you guys a couple items that I found just to prove to you guys you can make money on the road. Now, I wasn't able to list it on the road. I was a little busy, and obviously if I did list it, I'd have to store it with me, so it wouldn't make sense if I was on like a 30-day road trip. But you know, reselling on the road is fun. It's a great way to connect. I spend a lot of time with my mother a couple times a year, going on road trips with her. That's how we bond. And she sells books and she does merch by Amazon now. But it's a lot of fun, guys. If you haven't done your first road trip on the road, reselling, whether it's eBay or Amazon, or you do Etsy or whatever, right? Maybe even merch too. You can make merch shirts on the road. Do it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to just explore and, you know, pull out that adventurous side of you that's been hidden for so many years. So with that being said, guys, smash that like button. I appreciate the love. You guys are freaking amazing. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Keep on picking and making that money, and I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys are great. Peace.